Okay. Hello everyone. This is me from the SMA product management team. Today's session, we would like to focus on the SMA 2019 May release. This is a release readiness session for the SMA-SM. I suppose all of you are very familiar with this release readiness webinar. Normally every 3 months we will have a release readiness session for both SMAX and SMA-SM. So we always highly recommend our customer, no matter you are a business owner or technical practitioner, even including the partner for the micro focus and our internal fields. From the micro focus I also joined this session. So normally right after release readiness, we have a dedicated Q&A for the field. But today for the SMA-SM session, in May release we have combined Q&A right after the SMAX session. So we already finished that part. And something new I want to highlight before I give you more introduction about May release is, as you may know that previously for SMAX, we have regular Practitioner Forum. And every 3 weeks, we have a dedicated topic to be discussed with customer and partner and the fields. So now from now on, for the SMA-SM, including Service Manager Classic, we set up the seminar Practitioner Forum. So every month, we will have a specific topic to be discussed with customers and partners. And as you can see in current screen, you have a different link for the registration for both Practitioner Forum and Release Readiness, because basically a little bit different release registration link. So we highly recommend our SM customer, also including the partner and the fields, to register this Practitioner Forum. We can share more hands-on experience to our install base. And in the June, 25th of the June, we have the first topic, which is around the mixed mode early adopter best practice sharing. So here is today's agenda. Firstly, I want to give you a heads up about the latest progress for the mixed mode early adopter program, and then we'll focus on what's new, what's coming in the May release, especially around SMA-SM part, so which more related to the service portal in the mixed mode. And then after the install update, customer education information, I want to introduce the SM Service Manager 64-bit external pre-release review program. So that's a very important initiative in the Service Manager side. So I want to give you some introduction about that part. We have a dedicated Q&A session today. So in case you have any question, please feel free to raise your question in the question panel of the webinar. And then later, in case some of the question you want to raise, you can also unmute yourself and raise your questions through the phone in the dedicated open Q&A session. So that's for today's agenda. Okay, so here is an update about the mixed mode early adopter. So once we officially release the 2019 February release, actually it's a totally, I would say it's a totally new mixed mode. We deliver in the February, no matter from the architecture perspective, because we remove the propane layer to reduce the complexity in the previous mixed mode. Meanwhile, we change the way how we deploy the SMA. Now we have the single deployment mode for both SMAX and SMA-SM. So that's a huge and a significant change we introduced from the February release. So that based on those reasons, For the mixed mode introduced in February, we launched the mixed mode early adopter program, and the main purpose is to validate the architecture change and validate the functionality of this new mixed mode from the February release. And of course, we want to also find some reference customer for this new mixed mode. So finally, we choose 3 customers to join this early adopter program. And so far, I would say the feedback was quite positive, as you can see in the current screen. So among those 3 customers, we already have 1 customer which production system is already online back to 2 weeks ago. And another customer, early adopter customers, will go live in next week. So that's a really good, positive progress. And the feedback we've got from those early adopters are also very positive. So in the Practitioner Forum scheduled in the 25th of June, we can share more detailed early adopter best practice in that session. So feel free to join that and register that specific session. Okay, next I want to give you some heads up about the key improvement in the main release around the SMA-SM. The first key part, of course, is around the service portal improvement. So we continue to improve the service portal in the mixed mode. Firstly, from main release, we can support regular expression and help text for the user option defined in the service catalog item. So for the help text, you can define for all type of the user option. So you can add some help text which can be displayed in your service portal accordingly. And for the regular expression, we call it regex, it is available for the user option with the display type equals to text and the type equals to the string. So for such type of the user option, you can define some specific regular expression, and then to make sure the information and the input typed by the end user can match exactly to the format you defined in this specific user option. And once all the information and the definition have been defined in the Service Manager catalog item, Service Portal will leverage this definition and render them displayed on the Service Portal UI. So please note that for those regex and help text support, now we support both SM95X and SM96 branch. Next one, I think that's requested by many customers. It's a very basic functionality. We need to fill the gap. So that's something we improved in May release. Previously, as you know, in Service Portal, we support both global search. We support both global search and the how to say is a section-based search like knowledge, offering, and the request. But for the request is something missing in the previous Service Portal. So from May release, we add a new capability to allow the end user to search requests by request ID, request title, or request description, which is the most common field which will be used for the search request. And meanwhile, we also enrich the global search to when you type something in the global search text field. As you can see in current screen, the corresponding searching result will be displayed here, and we add one more checkbox. We call it a request. So in the global search, when you type something, all the search result will be displayed, including knowledge, offering, and the request. So that's something we improved in the May release. And another one is about customization, especially the customization for request detail form. So before the main release, we support customization for the user option defined in the service catalog item. We support customization for the checkout panel, no matter it's for support checkout panel or the service request checkout panel, but something is missing and is around the customization for the request details form. So in May release, we improve this capability, and in the Service Manager side, we add a new request form tailoring wizard, the similar like the checkout panel wizard. So as the portal admin, you can customize the request detail forms in the SM. So as you can see in the current screen, the screenshot on the left-hand side, you can see here is a wizard we defined in the Service Manager. As long as this specific field is already listed in the interaction table, you can choose this and display it in the service portal request details form. And also you can change the sequence of how those fields are displayed in the detail form. So you can move field up or move field down. You can add a new custom field, edit, or even remove some custom field in the request detail form of the service portal. And once all these definitions have been done in the Service Manager side, so consequently, those fields will be displayed in the request detail form. Of course, once there's no value stored in that specific field, those fields will not be displayed. But as long as there's a value assigned to that field, those customized interaction field will be displayed accordingly in the request detail form. So that's a very common request we've got from many mixed mode customers. They want to show additional information in the request detail form. That's so by leveraging this capability, you can achieve the requirement. Okay. Next is about action filter in the customized tab in the service portal. So if you are familiar with the February release, you may know that from February we introduced a separate tab which will list all the required action. No matter what kind of action you have defined in your service portal, like some out-of-box action, accept, reject request, close request, something like that. So all the service requests which required action, specific action will be listed in that required action list. And I think we also got some question on the customer's requirement about they want to have some pay some special attention on some specific request which required some specific action. Like for example, one of the customer they want their end users pay more attention on some requests which required end users comments. So for example, when the service requester submits a request, no matter it's a support or service, in case IT technician they need more information from this requester, they will add some comments and make it visible to the end user. So which means in such case, this specific interaction, maybe the status will be updated to the pending customers, and the IT technician they're waiting for the feedback and comments from the requester. So in such case, how this requester can get such information and to make sure they are aware those kind of action is pending on himself. So based on those, we define a specific action filter here. So as you can see in current screen, you can define some request action here. So in the customize the tab, you can define whether what kind of the action you want to pay more attention. For example, add comment, which means we require this specific request require requester to add comments. So then after he provide comments to the service request, the IT technician can go proceed this specific service request. So once we define which action we need to pay more attention, then in your action tab, this is a specific customized tab, only the service request with those specific defined action will be listed here. So that's something we introduced in the May. Another UX improvement is around the offering category filtering. So previously, as you can see in the service portal, we have a kind of the tree view for the subcategory of the service offering. But previously, if partial child category were selected, the parent category was unchecked. So in such case, sometimes the end user even don't know which subcategory have been chosen, and they have no idea about that because this parent category was unchecked. So from this release, we actually improve this user experience, make it more aligned with the normal behavior in the other program like Excel. We add a specific, specific behavior when the child category are partial selected. So as you can see in the screen, on the left hand side, when all the subcategories have been selected, you have a click here for the parent category. But once just part of the subcategory have been selected, a different icon will be displayed here in the parent category application access. So that's a major improvement we made on this category filtering. And another improvement is around accessibility. So previously, I would say now in the service portal or even in the whole SMA, we don't have a very good accessibility support. So we plan to continue to improve this part for both agent and the service portal, but we would like to start with the service portal side because it's a feature available to all the end user and the big volume of the user will be impacted. So in this release, we mainly focus on two areas. That's a very common requirement around the accessibility. First one is about the keyboard navigation, and the second part is about the screen reader. So for the keyboard navigation, we support all the supported browsers in the SMA, but for screen reader, please note that we mainly focus on JAWS 2018 on the later version plus Chrome, because during the testing we found a lot of limitation issue in the IE. So instead, the Chrome has better supportability on this screen reader support. So that's the reason in this release we start to support Chrome Plus in the screen reader to provide better screen reader support. Okay, here as you can see in current screen, here is we provide a more meaningful sequence around the keyboard navigation, and we will normally in each the navigation sequence, as you can see, we have a different number here. Firstly we start with header, and then go to the search bar, main arrow, and the sidebar on the right hand side of the service portal. And in each arrow, the sequence will from left to right, from up to down. So that's a very meaningful sequence we defined for the keyboard navigation. And about the screen reader, we actually provide the more common we support most of the common components displayed in the service portal, although for some complex component like tree view, we haven't support this screen reader because it's a bit complex component. We need more time to do the investigation and put effort to support the instruction within with the screen reader. But for the normal component like text area, checkbox, drop-down list, those kind of things, all of them have been supported with screen reader. So that's accessibility improvement I want to highlight in the May release. Okay, next I will give you two demo about. First one is support the regular expression and the help text. So firstly, as you know from February release, we all the catalog management are controlled in the service manager side. So in the portal side, there's no way to manage those service catalog. I mean, compared to the previous version. So from the May release, we introduced a new capability for the regular expression and help text support. So we firstly choose one service catalog item. Is a create service account. And in here, in this specific catalog item, you have two user option. One is name, another one is description. So as you can see here is a user option. We can take a look at how we define the help text. So the label is what's the service account name, and here we add one more new field. We call it help description. As you can see in this field, you can type some help description here, and once you log in the service portal, this help text will be displayed right after this user option. Okay, and then let's go to next. And for this user option, the display type is a string. So for string type user option, we can define the regular expression. So this is a regular expression we defined here. And once input typed by the end user doesn't match the format we defined here, we will pop up a regular expression error message in the service portal. So that's something new we added in the May release. Okay, here is another user option around the description. For this specific user option, we didn't define any regular expression. We just allow customer to type some common description. So when I log in as any user in the service portal, as you can take a look at what kind of message will be displayed here. For example, I choose this catalog item, create service account. And then as you can see now in the current screen, you have two user option here, right? First one is what's the service account name. The second one is what description do you want to on service account. So for both of the user option, we define the help text. So now the help text will be displayed here and displayed in the gray color. And for the service account name, since previously in the service manager side, we define a regular expression rules. So when I type something which doesn't match the format defined in the Service Manager side, the error message will be pop up and in with red color. And then once you change the format to the correct one, okay, the error message will disappear. And for the next, it's just a normal description to be displayed here, and there's a no regular expression defined here. So yeah, that's the first capability around the regex and help text support. And about search request, as you can see, here is the global search text box. So if I click form as a search criteria, as you can see now in the screen, we have one more section added here is the request. So once you type something in the global search, knowledge article, offering, and the request will be displayed here. And when you uncheck the knowledge offering, only the request will be displayed here with the search criteria. So that's it, global search. And when I click the your request, I went into the specific your request section. And previously, you know that we have a different tab to list the different requests with different metaphase. And here in the request section, as you can see now, the search criteria will be matched to the ones within all the service requests. So it will only search inside of the service request. And once you type the ID of the interaction, all the tab listed here will be filtered accordingly. And here is search result mapped to the interaction ID you typed in the request section. And when you get back to the global search, and the request checkbox will be selected by default. And of course, you can expand your search result to other areas in the global search, like knowledge or the offering. And when I type some keywords instead of the ID, all the service requests, including those keywords, will be displayed accordingly in this rule request list. So that's a very common use case around the search request. Okay, so that's all the part about improvement we made in the source portal side in May release. And the next, I want to give you some heads up about other capability we improved around the mixed mode deployment. First is about multiple service manager talent support. So you may know that when we release February, only one service manager talent can be used in the SMA deployment. And we understood that is not enough for the customers. So from May release, we expand this capability and allow customer to use multiple service manager talent and integrate them with different external service manager servers with different application version. So which means, for example, as a SM customer, you may deploy multiple service manager talent for development purpose, for QA testing purpose, and for production environment purpose. Meanwhile, you can also leverage multiple service manager talent for different service manager customers deployment with different version, because we do have some customer, for example, they're offering service to different SM customers, and some customers, they may on the SM-94 branch, some of our customer may be running SM on the SM-5X branch. So in such case, you can deploy those multiple SM talent in one single SMA deployment. So that's a very good benefit we offered to our mixed mode customer. And for the account assigned to the SM talent, because account we as you may know that in SMA we have a different type of the shared service type. For example, the provider account, managed account, or standard account. So how to assign those account to different type of the talent, especially for service manager talent. So we provide a dedicated guidance and suggestion in the link I attached here. So I definitely recommend you to go through those guidance before you decided to use any SM talent in the single deployment. And in the main release, we also allow the admin to update SM server and the smart analytics server connection information for deployed SM talent. Previously, this is not allowed. Once you deploy one SM talent, the service manager and the smart analytics server information cannot be changed. So that's something we improved in this release. And about around the suite administration, we do have several improvement. Our first one is about unlock users. So in this release, as the suite admin, you can unlock users for all type of the user, no matter for DB or LDAP or SAML. But please know that for LDAP and SAML users, Suite admin, you can only lock and unlock user within Suite. But for the DB, you don't have such limitation and constraint. So that's something we want to highlight here. And around the user synchronization, this is one of the settings we defined for whether the system will automatically synchronize the users in the SMA. So previously, the synchronization is always on. So there's no option for the customer to choose whether they want to auto sync or not. So if this from main release, we make it configurable. So if this switch is on, the system will automatically synchronize user from LDAP to IDM, from IDM to suite administration, from suite administration to service management. And once this switch is off, the user option synchronization, the automatic user synchronization will be disabled, and the customer can leverage their own solution, no matter is CIT or whatever any other solution, to synchronize the user for the account through another channel. So that's more flexibility we offered from May release. And also in May release, we reorganize LDAP authentication configuration page. We provide a better look and feel, and reorganize the field and group them more in more reasonable way. So this is a more like UI change around this LDAP authentication configuration. And about the validation for the LDAP and the SAML. So from this release, we provide the capability to allow the admin to validate LDAP and SAML configuration before the batch user synchronization. So It can help to validate if the user synchronization is correct based on your LDAP attribute mapping, and it can also give you chance to make some change accordingly before you do the batch user synchronization in the SMA. So that's all the suite administration enhancement we improved in the May release. Okay, about the update and install, if you are the new customer who is not familiar with the SMA-SM mixed mode, we highly recommend to see the Practitioner Forum, Practitioner Portal, which is online help published to all the customers. And based on different version, you can get more detailed guidance through there. So we have a instruction. You can start with the walkthrough to take a look at how to set up an on-premise demo environment. And then we can provide more detail how to install and configure your SMA deployment. Meanwhile, we also recommend you to read the practitioner notes and in the online help, and you can get more detailed technical guidance around the SMA, including the CDF. About the single deployment, actually this is nothing new. We introduced this single deployment from the February release. So from February, in one single deployment, actually you can use both SMAX talent and SMA-SM talent for mixed mode. That's something which already leveraged by some of the SMA customers, because sometimes they want to keep their existing SMA-SM implementation for for the original business, and meanwhile they want to expand some other small line of business with the SMAX new capability. So which means they want to have both SMA, SM, and the SMAX in one single deployment, which will reduce the complexity from the deployment perspective and also reduce operation cost from the IT perspective. About customer education, we continue to deliver the customer course online. So customer, you can see the learning channel for the course preview and subscribe to the learn about the new offering. So yeah, you can take your time to take a look at those links and choose the offer, the course offering you want to take. Okay, that's all the part about what's coming next in the SMA-SM 2019 May release. So next, I want to give some heads up about a very important initiative we planned in the service manager side. That's around the 64-bit support. So that's a very important topic. Now we are doing in the service manager side. As you can see in current screen, is a platform transformation, and we plan to start our Windows platform beta first, and then continue to expand it to the Linux platform, and afterwards next year we plan to make this 64-bit support GA in the service manager side. So around the timeline for the Windows platform, we understood that is more common used platform compared to the Linux, although we also have many SM install base on the Linux, but we would like to start with Windows first. So for this EPR, we start from the October this year to start the Windows platform beta, which will around 3 months. And later from January, we plan to launch the beta testing for the Linux platform in SM. And another 3 months to get the feedback around the Linux platform. And then afterwards, we will plan to make the GA in SM. About this beta testing program model, we would like to offer two models. Firstly is we deliver a SM server 64 bits platform package to customer. So customer, they can leverage their own existing SM-95 or 96 application data to do the testing with this SM server 64 bits platform beta package. So this is also the model we recommend in this beta testing, because we always want to leverage our real customer data to do the beta testing, which can get us more valuable feedback instead of on the out-of-box data. Because in lab we already did a lot of round of the beta testing based on the OOB data. So we prefer to get the customer feedback based on the customer application data. Of course, meanwhile, we will also host a sandbox environment with public access. So in this sandbox, we can only offer the out-of-box application data. So in case you as a customer don't want to set up a beta testing environment in your site, you can also log into this sample sandbox environment to take a look at the 64 bits environment. So that's the two beta testing model we offered. And about timeline, only thing I want to highlight is we want to start the recruitment from today. And so in case you are interested about this program, please let me know and we can follow up with you later. And we hope we can close this application by mid of the September. And about the support matrix, please know that this is not the support matrix we plan to announce when we GA the 64 bits. Instead, this is the support matrix we are considering now in the beta testing environment. So in case if your platform used in your production system is not covered in below list, and if you are still interested about this beta program, please send a mail to me. We can assess whether we can expand this support matrix to get more customer to participate in this beta testing. And something I want to highlight here is for application, as I mentioned earlier, 95, 96, both of them can be supported, but not including 94. Unfortunately, current stage we only consider 95 and 96. And for the knowledge management, we prefer customer can leverage IR and the smart analytics, because from February we already deliver unload which can support customer to enable smart search for free. So by leveraging this unload, it's also available for 95 and 96 customers. So by leveraging those unload, you can enable the smart search in your environment without consuming the smart analytics license. And about the language part, PAC we're not only supporting English only. We can also support any language we officially support in the service manager side. So in such case, no matter you are using German, French, or other language, we can also invite you into this beta testing. So please contact me if you are interested in this program, and then we can follow up with you for the corresponding logistic. For example, the kickoff, enablement, the environment setup, those kind of things. So we still have enough time for the registration. So yeah, please let me know if you are interested about this program. Okay, that's all the part for today's presentation. Let's take a look at. I'm not sure whether is there any question raised here. Okay, since no question raised in the question panel, so if you have any question, please feel free to unmute yourself. And you can ask your question directly through the phone. So by the way, for today's presentation, I already attached the handout in the handout section. You can download by yourself. Okay, so if there is no more question, let me check. Okay. Oh, you can not. Let me check how to unmute yourself. How to unmute yourself? Sorry. Richard, sorry. Let me check how to unmute all of you. You just click here. You can unmute. It's weird. So sorry, I'm not so familiar. So Richard, do you have any question you want to ask? Maybe you can raise your question in the question panel, or I unmute you. So Richard, do you have any question?
No, I did not have any question itself, but I was trying to unmute myself just to make sure that it worked, but I wasn't able to. So.
Okay.
So it should work now, is it? People should be able to unmute themselves.
Okay, I saw there's one question about which area has the most benefit in the 64 bits in SM. So first, I think the key benefit is about the performance, and meanwhile, we already I would say in the past several years, we continue to get customers requirement for 64 bits. So to me, it's more like it's a fundamental and a very basic requirement to be supported in the service manager side. So any other question?
I think Ming, I think it's also to sort of show to customers that we are continuing to develop and work on service manager rather than sticking to the I won't say legacy, but the older 32-bit implementation. So
yeah, you are right. So thank you for your additional comments. That yes, because that's a reason we think we need to improve our communication with SM install base. That's the reason we launched the similar Practitioner Forum for the SM customer as well. So let's back to next page. Call to action. So if you are the fields, please share this information with your customer as well. And we want to make sure customer is aware of this new practitioner forum we set up for the SM. And if you are the potential mixed mode early adopter or mixed mode customer, or who is interested about the mixed mode deployment, we have a dedicated session scheduled next month, 25th of June. We will invite our early adopter, we invite our R&D expert and the professional service to give your experience sharing from different perspectives. So by then you can get more feedback directly from the customers around this mixed mode deployment. And of course, for the 64-bit external pre-release review, please feel free to share this information with your SM customers. We really need customers' feedback on this topic and really need them to help us to test and validate with their application data. That's very important for us to validate our solution, because as you know, 64 bits, that's a huge change we need to make in the SMRT or SM server. So customer testing will definitely help here. Okay, let me check if there's any other question. Okay, so 963 now it's we haven't it's only in 64 bits or not. Oh, 963 now is a is 32 bits only. So we haven't planned the testing effort on that part. That's the reason in the beta testing we mainly focus on the 9.5 and 9.6, not including the 9. Oh, sorry. I misunderstood the question. So 963 is only in no. 963 is still 32 bits. If we want to support the 64 bits, we need a minor release. So definitely not a minor. So that's the reason we plan a minor release in next year for 64 bits. So definitely not the 963 release. Okay, I hope I clarified the question and answer clearly. Okay. Is there any other question? Okay, so no more questions. So thank you for your time today, and looking for your feedback, and please share those key information with your SM install base. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time today.